Unfortunately, with any child death, of course there's going to be stress, there's going to be grief. But in situations where a child is left in a vehicle, on top of the grief and the guilt that the parents feel, that they put on themselves, many times they feel added stress because they feel like the community is looking at them like it was their fault, even if it was an accident, even if it was not done on purpose.
I know more about grief than I care to know. We learn that grief is like a fingerprint. No two people grieve the same. Some people want to bury their heads in the sand. Some people want to pour into work and distract themselves. Everyone deals with it differently.
And to add on top of that, there is going to be an investigation, and that is going to add to their stress and to their grief level. Of course, they're going to feel like, had I just done this differently, had I just done that differently, shoulda, woulda, coulda.
I think there are a lot of fail-safes that actually can be put into place, especially when you're dropping off a child at daycare. You can set up a program with the daycare that they call when the child doesn't arrive, say after 9 o'clock, after an hour, or even less of your arrival time. That right there would have saved Luke's life had we gotten that call. A baby's temperature rises faster than an older child or an adult. They can't withstand the heat. I learned that even a temperature of 70 degrees outside, the car raises like 20 degrees inside. And that's enough to kill a baby.
Some of the things I've learned since the incident is putting a shoe in the back seat, so when you get to your destination you have to get out and retrieve your shoe. Putting your work materials, your backpack, your briefcase, your laptop in the back seat, having to get that. Putting the baby's items in the front seat, putting a stuffed animal in the front seat. Those are things that I've learned since the incident.
And then you move the stuffed animal to their seat when they're gone, and then you move it out. So it doesn't always remain in the front seat of your car, it's only when they're in the seat. So that when they're in the seat, it's in your car, and it's a reminder that I have the baby. A change in routine, something so simple. And the sad thing is we did this. We talked to each other. We suffered a little bit of, I saw comments saying, well, don't they talk about their baby together? Well, we did. That he had a memory that he dropped them off. He felt like he dropped them off.
It's a tragedy. Of course, you learn about some Monday morning quarterback. You learn about all the different things that could have prevented it after the incident happens. And that's why we're hoping to raise awareness to prevent that from happening to others.
And my biggest thing is this. When people think and they immediately click this off and decide that this can't happen to me, I'm telling you it can. We didn't think it could happen to us either, but it did.
The fact that something that I did caused my whole family to have to go through counseling and grief is very hard. And when I think about it, it makes me struggle. And it's real hard.
"15 minutes. It can take as little as 15 minutes for a child to overheat in a car. Over 40 children a year die in the U.S. because they are left in the back seat. This can happen to anyone, anytime of year. It doesn't matter if it's 100 degrees outside or a nice 60-degree day. 15 minutes is all it takes for a child to overheat and possibly die in the back seat of a car. Look before you lock. Check the back seat. Check every time whether your child is with you or not. Look before you lock."